what the big buildup was for?
Yes,
This one's pretty underwhelming.
Oh,
This is worse than yesterday.
No, I know you not. Oh, Stroh, you gonna
Kyle?
do this? You gonna say
Kyle?
this morning when I showed it to you? You say, oh, that's pretty badass.
I mean, it's fine.
Yes, no.
You can't. If you said that, you can't
I was being nice this
No, he
morning.
wasn't.
I was completely underwhelmed.
No, he wasn't.
I was
Is
waiting until
Nick's-
this moment to say that.
Is Nick's a real place? Nick's Auto, or is it St.
Saint
Nick?
Nick.
Oh my
Saint
God,
Nick.
you are so
Yeah, my
stupid.
boy. No, that's my boy.
Okay,
See, Brad,
now I like it even more.
See,
that's
that's-
clever.
that's
clever.
Did you
joy.
put that together?
That's clever.
He just put it together. He's supposed to be the smart one of
No,
us.
he's not a
could
hater.
I could see there being a local, because Kyle loves the faux one faux.
I do
So I
love
could
the faux
see
one
there
faux.
being a faux one faux auto repair called Nick's Auto Repair, and they do a special line of merchandise. It would have
Yeah.
been brilliant.
I'm telling you,
I
you
mean,
two are
that
just
is a good
haters.
idea, but Kyle, it's cool. Like, I like it. It's just you've hyped it up all week as it's going to be this great like I saw our friend Steve Scafidi from 620 WTMJ last night at WTMJ
Yeah,
Trivia.
no, that's not me.
That man was wearing a full-blown Christmas suit.
No, that's not
like
me.
that's what I was expecting.
I still have swag when I do it. A lot.
Okay, so you're taking out Steve Scafidi right
a
now.
lot of people. Yes, I am. A lot of people upstairs. Oh, I love that sweater. Oh, it's so cute. I love that sweater. Just nonstop. I'm the belle of the ball today, fellas.
You know, it's funny. I'm starting to
the belle
realize
of the ball.
he wears different things for affirmation every day.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
fishing.
yeah.
He's fishing.
Oh,
for
if he doesn't get it from baby girl at home, he's going to go to the office and say, she don't like it.
Oh,
Everybody else will.
Not my fault. You guys don't have style, and people actually compliment what you have.
Actually,
Kyle, you're only
somebody just complimented my black Patagonia because I've worn it once this year, and it's the first time I've brought it out.
It is a nice Patagonia quarter zip, Ben. But Kyle, your only problem is you built it up. I literally three times throughout the
Bingo.
week you said, "Hey, just wait till Thursday. Wait till Thursday."
It's
And
good.
It is good. It's really good.
It's cool, clever, and classy.
Wow, the 3 C's.
Brad Nortman is the other guy on the show that didn't figure out that Nick's Auto Repair was for St. Nick. Strofe is running the show, and whoever's at the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, hopefully it's not Hunter because he doesn't provide anything to the show. And I think it is based off Alex Strofe's face. 800-990-3776. Hunter, what's up?
How's it going, gentlemen?
That's some good vibes. You sound like you have a good day today.
Yeah, I am wondering why you're so obsessed with me, though, Ben. Didn't you open the show talking about me? This is 2 days in a row. Bucks won the NBA Cup. Packers are trying to figure out who they're going to be playing in the playoffs. The Brewers' biggest rival trades their best player to the Yankees, and you're talking about me? Like, why are you so obsessed with
Look
me?
at him. He's setting up the show for us. That's why I sent it to you, Hunter, because I know you can provide value, and you just did for the first time. You provided us show topics. I love it, but guess what? We're not going to start with any of that, because I got a bone to pick in my own household. 800-990-3776 on YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison is where you can find us, and our break screen is going to be beautiful, courtesy of Madison Hayes 24, our social media extraordinaire, which you can see on YouTube. Now, I woke up this morning and I wanted to obviously do what I do every morning, take a shower. So I start getting ready to take the shower, start it up. It takes a little bit longer than I like to heat up. Might need to get a new water heater for another day. You know, that's the worst.
Or just turn it up.
I do. I turn it all the way up to get it going, and then once it's going, we're good. But it just takes a little bit too long.
Get some homeowners insurance.
So I'm standing there in the nude, you know, like looking for a towel.
That's a visual.
And there's no towel in my hook. So I go to the linen closet, which I just thought was a closet, but apparently it's the linen closet. I don't know if my fiance's been listening to this show enough that she's trying to model her home after the Nortman estate.
No, every house should have a linen closet.
All right, well, we have
More
a
like Brad.
we have a linen closet, and there's no clean towels. All the clean towels are. I started the dryer yesterday. As we all know, I had a Pato betting slip that I didn't start in the wash, so I was able to recover the Packers Super Bowl ticket, which was wonderful. So happy. Started that load, and I put it in the dryer. I ain't walking my ass down to the dryer 2 flights to get a towel when the shower's ready for me. There's 4 beautiful looking towels that I've never seen before in the corner. I was like, I've never seen those before. So I grab one of them, and the door is open from across the hall with my fiance feeding our 11th month old baby. And she goes, "You can't use that. You can't use that towel. That's for guests. It's a guest towel." I was like,
Huh?
Exactly. What do you mean it's a guest towel? This is our house. It is a clean towel, and it is a beautiful towel. It's better than the towels that we use every day. Why can't I use the damn guest towel? Can somebody fill me in as to why in my own home, standing in the nude looking for a towel, I'm not allowed to use a guest towel?
First, I'll just say, I really don't like you say standing in the nude, and now I just have this picture in my head of you standing in the nude while you're
then walking around
on the baby, feeding it.
And the visual I have is not impressive. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Hey.
But overall, when it comes to the guest towel, I mean,
Some size made, it's how you use it.
That's true. But guest towel, I've heard of a guest towel. Like, I've heard of guest towels. Now, I'm with you, Ben. I'm okay with having a display towel that usually are
There
for
was
guests.
4 of them.
Yeah, but you know what?
We haven't had guests in 6 months.
But in an emergency situation, those guest towel becomes your towel because
Thank you.
everything in that house, under your roof, is a brush thing. That is your towel as well.
Everyone keeps telling me in the relationships and, as you get married and you move forward in the household, it's like you pick your battles. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to fight this one because I feel as if I'm not going to go down 2 flights when there's a very clean towel, better than all the towels that I use, right at my disposal.
Yeah, Ben, I'm right there with you.
You're with me?
This is a good battle to fight because when you have those fights, there's 2 things you got to think about. 1, is it winnable? And 2, am I right? I think you're both on this one. It's winnable and you're right. If there is unused guest towels and they haven't been used for a long time, and you don't have
I didn't even know we had them.
and you don't have guests coming like this weekend, there is no reason why you shouldn't use it in the case of emergency. Maybe you offer to say, hey, maybe I'll wash it afterward. But
That thing's going to be hanging. I'm going to use it until we leave to go out of town because we're not having guests.
Well, what's shocking is it's nicer than the towels you guys have. Are you reserving everything nicer for your guests, the non-existent guests?
How would I reserve it if I didn't even know we had it?
I'm shocked you didn't know you had towels hanging in your bathroom for the last 6 months.
What? No. It's in the linen
Well, that's a
closet.
good
Fold
point.
it up.
That's a good
Fold it
point.
up.
Fold it up
it's
in the linen
folded
closet.
up in the linen. 4
of them.
What else? What
even
else?
worse.
What else is in the linen closet?
Sheets, pillowcases.
Get
Yeah,
this.
hand towels.
Get this. For our baby, when she takes a bath, we had to get rid of the towels that weren't bamboo.
Ooh,
Because it's
Sensitive skin?
too hard on the skin for baby.
bamboo is
Oh,
expensive.
boy.
That's the duvet.
No-
I bought
no
was bamboo.
crap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, washcloths, baby stuff, towels, you name it, extra sheets, guest sheets, and guest towels that I didn't know we had that I was not allowed to use in my own home.
Who's in charge of changing the sheets in your house?
Me? Because
You?
yes,
You've never been in this closet?
I know where they're right there when I open up. It's right there. We change the sheets frequently
How frequently?
every week.
Good for you.
Oh, wow.
And
That's about right.
Do you know?
Hold on. Prior to living with your fiance, what was the answer to that question?
Well, every month.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate the honesty.
I like that.
Honesty hour. Honesty
Yeah,
hour.
I'm with you on that one. I let them ride.
Because nothing drives me more nuts than when you put a fitted sheet on. Brad, you got to appreciate this. All 4 corners tight, no wrinkles. So when you lay down, it is just perfect.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling than getting into fitted sheets that are clean.
Oh, I completely endorse this. I completely endorse it. That feeling of fresh sheets that are tight on the bed, and the first time going into it, you slip your legs to the back of the bed, you pull the covers up. Oh, boy, you know you're in for a good night's sleep then.
Hey, Kyle, I have a feeling that if you put down new sheets, that you would not be clean every time you go in them.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be clean every time I go in. I don't shower before I go to bed. I mean, new sheets. I mean, you shower before you get on the new sheets?
I think I do every time.
No, not me.
There's
I
something
get
Like
it.
right before bed?
right before for the first time of fitted sheets.
Nope.
Because if you got the clean sheets and your clean self,
Nope.
Can I just say that is one thing that I miss, because when I was playing like high school sports, you'd always shower at night because you'd practice after school, then you'd shower at night. Now I work out in the morning, shower, and you go all day.
you're a little greasy. You're a little greasy, as Kyle would
I
say.
miss the night shower. The night shower is beautiful.
I don't. I don't miss a night shower at all. I sweat when I sleep. So I stink it up a little bit.
You
I mean,
might sweat a little less if you shower.
No,
before
I wouldn't. That's the whole point. Like
well,
you said,
maybe if you didn't keep the house at 75 degrees, you wouldn't sweat in your sleep.
Well, I mean, I think I just run hot. That's what it is, man. People sweat when they sleep. So why does it matter if I go to bed before showering and messing up the sheets? The sheets are going to get messed up.
Is this
regardless.
honesty hour? I'm going to share a small portion of what I shared with Brad the other day.
I know where you're going to go with this, and I had the same episode. If you're going to describe to where like your experience at night, I had the same thing last night. But you go, Ben.
No, you did not.
We're talking about sweating.
No.
That I did not experience.
Wait a minute. What happened? You
I
wet
had
yourself?
a dream. No, I didn't wet myself.
Okay.
I had a dream 2 nights ago, and I woke up because at the end of the dream, I was told that I was terminally ill with cancer.
Oh, wow. That's more.
That's a nightmare.
Goodness.
Wait, why?
Isn't that? I woke up and I was in a panic.
I don't think we wanted that.
Well, I want people to tell me I'm okay because I've been
You're
panicking.
okay.
Yeah.
You're okay.
I woke
Okay,
up in a
just a
panic.
dream.
Could you imagine?
Why don't you go to the doctor?
Now I'm in a full avoidance of the doctor.
No.
This has
You
pushed me
gotta go.
further away from the
you gotta-
doctor.
yeah,
You
you
think?
gotta
Do you
go.
think this is a sign that I need to go to the doctor?
Yes. If that's what's going to make you go to the doctor, I say yes.
No, dreams are just.
When's the last time you went to the doctor?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay,
Oh,
go to the
no.
doctor.
Whenever
You got
I
to
have-
cough twice.
Whenever I have a bad dream, whenever Lexi has a bad dream, like kid or something, you know what I tell him? I say, you wake up, you're a little frightened. Aren't you glad that's not your reality? Aren't you? It's a moment to
Hell
be thankful.
yeah!
It's a moment to be
I'm sorry.
thankful.
I'm sorry. Do adults still wake up from dreams and are frightened like that? Like,
Yes.
Why are we
do you not
frightened?
do you not have nightmares?
I have weird dreams, but I wake up and I'm alive and I'm still good. I mean, it's a dream.
But it takes a
It's
minute, though,
in
doesn't
reality.
it?
Nobody dies in their dream. I've been, a lot of things that happen in my dreams, and I'm always a survivor. I'm always alive.
Really? You never are the victim in your dreams.
I may be the victim, but somehow after it happens, I'm like, oh, I'm in another spot. New dream. So I don't. They're dreams, fellas. They're dreams. Let me tell you, the monster doesn't exist under your bed, Ben. You're okay.
Someone tell me about dreams. Does anybody know about dreams?
Yeah, like teeth falling out dreams, the dream that you forgot to do the class. They all have a meaning.
Do they?
Well, I think they are rooted in fears, and I think it's your brain subconscious working through whatever might be deep in your brain.
You're a smart guy, so I need to trust somebody that knows what they're talking about.
I mean, I don't know that much about it, but that's what little I do know. Is that when you're dreaming or sleeping, basically your brain is going through like file cabinets and trying to file things.
This boy need help. He went from asking us about towels to talking about sheets to talking about his dreams. What am I to you? We're a therapist.
ADHD.
Takes one to know one. Alex Strofe, do you remember saying that you have that at trivia last night to me?
That I have ADHD?
Yes,
I don't.
We were
What
in
happened
a
at
conversation, and at trivia last night, Strofe goes, "This is my category. I got to go to my table." And I came back and I was like, "Do you remember what we were talking about?" No idea.
And I said ADHD?
Yes.
Absolutely believe that's a conversation I had.
How many suds did you have up to that
It's not
point?
SADS. I have short-term memory loss. Short-term memory loss.
Yeah, I see that.
For real, yeah.
Oh wow!
You didn't know that about me?
He's a Gen Z.
I
So
didn't
remember
think
the
it
way-
was real.
Remember, Gen Zs, when you tell them something once, they'll believe it forever. So his parents probably told him, that's just short-term memory loss
No,
you have. He just
I
all of a
mean-
sudden, oh, you've been diagnosed.
I have not. But
Okay, there it is.
Ask anybody I know. It's bad.
No, okay.
A submission from Josh DiMaggio in the Sheets Conversation, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN. Top sheets tucked in are psychopathic or psychotic.
No.
And I agree. I hate the top sheet. I don't sleep with the top sheet.
I don't either. I'm
Comforter only.
Comforter
But
only.
then
I feel like I'm trapped in a top sheet.
But then if you feel trapped, just don't tuck it in. First of all, a tucked in top sheet. It's so good. There's a reason why hotels
Is a
do it.
tucked in top sheet overrated on Twitter at KBN
So
ESPN?
there's a reason why hotels do it, right? That they tuck it in. You feel like you're in a little cocoon
It's snug.
right there.
Yeah, that's why they wrap babies
It's
in the
so good. Swaddled.
Yeah.
I like to be loose and free.
No, I love to be tucked
but when
in.
you sweat, even if you don't want to tuck in top sheet,
tucked in.
I sure do. With a kiss at night, boy, ain't no better way going to bed.
Warm glass of milk.
you don't even
Water.
have, you have no top sheet, so you sweat right into the comforter or the
My
duvet.
fiance tried convincing me when we just changed the sheets over the weekend. She goes, "You like the top sheet?" I was like, "Don't tell me what I like. I don't like the top sheet. I just move that thing all the way over to your side." She'll end up with 4 blankets on her side that she makes the bed with.
4 blankets.
Yeah, I mean, top sheet, blanket, comforter, and then I have all that, so it's like folded on top of her. She's got like 6 things, and I just got one thin comforter. That's all I need. I don't want to be sweating. For her?
No, you seem like a lot.
I am a lot. 800-990-3776. You know who's also a lot? Aaron Rodgers. And there was comments that I saw circulating the internet, and bad on me because I saw this in Enigma when I watched it the same night as the NBA Cup. And apparently in the show, Ted Thompson is named as the person who drafted Jordan Love. Ted Thompson was not the general manager of the Green Bay Packers when Jordan Love was drafted, but there's a narrative that is either accidental or purposeful that I want to understand what you guys think and what KBN Nation thinks. We're going to dive deep into that clip, plus audio from Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch, and get some reaction on the other side. 800-990-3776. Kyle Bruston-Ortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
And I'm sure he'll offer this opportunity again.
Absolutely
what are you going to
not.
sell? What are you going to say to Ben Brust
I'm
then?
saying you don't get your hand on my goddamn face. No. It's a no. I can say it in different languages. No, no, no.
Niche or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Nine.
Nine. That's a firm way to say no.
Nine. Next time we say nine.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game. So that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry
Are you guys being
turnovers.
serious? You guys can't put two.
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish
I'm
turnovers.
sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day one. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game.
Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette Recap, I'm Ashton Rotman. Marquette gets back to their winning ways behind 23 points from Cam Jones.
Now he comes out with a screen. Cam Jones spinning, turning to the basket, shoots and scores. He didn't bank it in. He pushed into King, who fell back. An easy basket.
80-70 the final, number 9 Marquette over Butler. Just 2 turnovers from the Golden Eagles in the win as they move to 10-2 on the season. The season does continue on Saturday at 11 a.m. against Xavier.
For more than 40 years, Network Health has been the trusted experts in health plans. Just like you, they're honest, hardworking, and grateful to call Wisconsin home. Whether you're seeking coverage for yourself, your family, or your employees, Network Health has you covered with a range of options, including individual and family marketplace plans, employer plans, and Medicare Advantage plans. Call Steve Fluellen, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Ring in 2025 at American Place Casino. Join us for the Oztacular Countdown featuring $50,000 promotional drawings, merchandise giveaways, live entertainment, and more. They say seeing is believing, and at American Place Casino, you'll believe you found a real game changer. From table games to the hottest slots, plus dining, bars, and more, we've got it all. This New Year's Eve, let the celebration begin. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers are a win away from clinching a playoff spot for the second consecutive season with Jordan Love at the helm, and many are starting to believe in them as a contender. Take Damien Woody's word for it on what he likes about their offense.
They run the football with authority. And when you're talking about a team that's going to go into the playoffs and could possibly go deep, that's a team right there in the Green Bay Packers. You don't want to play the Green Bay Packers?
No. It's a Monday night kickoff for the Pack against the Saints. That happens at 7:15 from Lambeau Field Monday.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We're here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
My name is Rob, and I was seriously injured. When I think of Gruber Law Offices, I think of an honest, hard-working team who will fight to represent you. Couldn't be happier with the call that I made that day.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So, I'm not going to lie, this is perfect timing. Matt LaFleur spoke to the media today, and he clarified something which helps us in our next conversation trying to figure out the why behind it. In the documentary for Aaron Rodgers, Enigma, Look, clearly Aaron Rodgers does not like Goody and does not want to give Goody credit for anything. So I'm just going to hear a little snippet here from Alex Strofe from the show where Matt LaFleur talks about the drafting of Jordan Love to the Green Bay Packers.
I don't think a lot of people, at least in our camp, thought that Jordan would have been there when we were picking, and the opportunity presented itself. And it was an opportunity that Ted Thompson thought was too good to pass up.
So that is the full clip of Matt LaFleur speaking about the drafting of Jordan Love. Now, I didn't see Ted Thompson on the virtual, cameras that they had at Goody's house and Matt LaFleur's house. And by all accounts, Ted Thompson at the time was not doing as well with his health. So it raised my eyebrows when I heard it. It just felt weird. It was stopped suddenly, and it kind of transitioned in the show in a different way. And so earlier this morning on Wilde and Tausch, Jason Wilde, who's covered the Packers, you hear him on our stations, he's been around. He's had a long relationship with Aaron Rodgers, some ups, some downs, but this is what Jason Wilde had to say about that clip on Wilde and Tausch from 9 to noon across these stations.
I did not reach out to Goody. I reached out to someone else who works in the building who was there for the interview with Matt LaFleur. And his recollection was that Matt LaFleur was talking about how Ted had drafted Aaron, and then Goody essentially did the same thing. He believes that the editors of Enigma spliced two clips together erroneously.
So that was Jason Wilde earlier this morning, and then from Matt LaFleur's press conference, we have a quote here that we put out on ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter X. Ted Thompson had nothing to do with the drafting of Jordan Love. Matt LaFleur today speaking with the Green Bay media. So I'm trying to piece this together now. Is this a purposeful slight by Aaron Rodgers in the editing, an accidental mix-up? You tell me, 800-990-3776.
Well, look, I am no professional movie editor, but I would like to think that an editor that splices clips, in a way that you're making a feature film for Netflix, that takes effort. It takes intentionality. Compare that to just taking Matt LaFleur's quote and clip and just letting it roll, right? That takes much less effort. You have to intervene if you are splicing up clips. And if you listen to that, it absolutely sounds like it is spliced to make it seem like Goody did not have a role in drafting Jordan Love, but it was instead Ted Thompson, which goes and supports the public beef that Aaron Rodgers and Goody have with one another. Listen, Rodgers knows Love is really good. He knows it. He would love nothing more than to give the Packers one more parting gift of saying, look, it was all me. I helped out. I led him. I coached him. You heard it on there. I'm talking with film and teaching him a thing or two. And it wasn't Goody. It was my old friend, Ted Thompson. He would love to spin that narrative. And that's what he tried to do with this. So my impression is that is purposeful. You don't just accidentally slice something together that clearly supports a long-standing beef you have, particularly when you want credit for Jordan Love's success.
There are a lot of storylines in the 3 episodes of Enigma, but one of them that is something that you can tell is a common theme is in the first episode, it shows Aaron Rodgers' early journey and what was like with Favre, and he's not here to mentor Aaron Rodgers. It's not in his job description. And then there's clips of Aaron and Brett rekindling and Aaron having better perspective. And then as time goes on, the 3rd episode is about Jordan Love getting drafted, and that's where we get this clip from Matt LaFleur. And then it's like Rodgers talking about how he did everything, in film, and the video is them dapping each other up at practice, and it portrays Aaron Rodgers as a guy, hey, I'm so much better than Brett Favre was to me. Look at me with Jordan Love.
Yeah, overall, I just really think Netflix sucks. That's what I think it is. Netflix has had coffee cups inside of movies that happened in the 1700s. So I think, honestly, it was just a mess up I don't think Aaron Rodgers is behind this, being conniving, saying, well, let's just throw this for Ted Thompson. And I don't think it's anybody trying to throw somebody under the bus. I truly think it was just a mix-up where Netflix probably didn't know the difference between Ted Thompson and Goody. You got some some low-level person.
No. Aaron Rodgers has his hand on every little thing.
You don't think it was watched
There were clips from 8 months ago that I saw in the Enigma that shows the amount of time that they had to edit and splice things up for this documentary. Putting it on an intern is absolutely wild.
I don't think there's any. And listen, I love me some Aaron Rodgers as a football player when he was a Green Bay Packer, but now a little weird now some of the things that he does. But overall, I think this is a big nothing burger. Now initially when I heard it, I was like, oh. Ted Thompson still having a little bit of sway, and look at him having his magic. But now that it got cleared up by Matt LaFleur, it was just an editing thing, man. What y'all not going to do is y'all not going to turn on my boy Aaron Rodgers and try to make him into a villain that he's still trying to now get payback on Goody. It's over, man.
It's clearly not. It is clearly not.
How is it not over?
You have to think about Rodgers' personality. He's a chip on his shoulder guy. He is a grudge guy. He is a guy that will not rest until he wins the battle. This is just another battlefront by which he can cultivate the narrative. He's been doing that his whole career.
So why would Matt LaFleur be part of this? If he's beefing with somebody in the organization, he's no longer with the organization, why would Matt LaFleur be part of all this, man? I'm telling you, it's water under the bridge. He may still feel a little salty from Goody, but he's moved on to a worse place in a more dysfunctional organization, and we're thriving with our quarterback, Jordan Love, that my boy Goody, not Ted Thompson, shout out to Ted Thompson, but Goody drafted.
But this isn't a small mistake. This isn't something where it's like, oops, we just happened to make a mistake that totally supports this ongoing beef that's been going on for years, right? I mean, you have to actively splice these clips and be intentional about putting them together. This doesn't just happen accidentally. And it's like, oh boy, that's so ironic that it supports.
It's entertaining.
Kyle's a sheep. He just falls for everything.
I'm sorry. You know what we've been missing this whole segment, Strofe? You've been missing the X-Files music because the way these guys been conspiracizing and talking now continue to talk about how Aaron Rodgers in New York is
conspiracizing?
That's a word I made up. It sounds good, don't it?
It does. I'll give you that.
So,
that's definitely not a word.
They just been trying to paint my boy Aaron Rodgers as being bad when Netflix is the one to blame for this. Aaron Rodgers is worried about the Green Bay Packers, but he ain't worried about Goody and who drafted Jordan Love. That ain't it. Can't be.
So your explanation...
You are a sheep.
I'm not a sheep. I'm not a sheep at all. Aaron Rodgers is not
because
trying
Kyle
to throw
is
Goody
a Packer backer and loved Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, he can't see past the way he maneuvers things
so
in his life.
So y'all really think Aaron Rodgers was up in that studio, right? The great Aaron Rodgers, that quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
Did you watch the show?
No, I didn't watch it.
Exactly. So you don't know what the feel was like, the flow was like. The whole thing was a production about Aaron Rodgers. You could tell he was like acting for the camera.
I've seen these Netflix things. I've seen the Martha Stewart one. I've seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. So I know this Aaron Rodgers one.
Oh, yeah, it's the same people.
It's 100% focused on their opinion, their thoughts. But y'all really think that he was in there saying, stop. I want you to cut when he says Goody and throw in there Ted Thompson.
Yes.
Just like that.
Because this is the same guy that when a receiver runs a wrong route,
he didn't run the red line. The red line.
I mean, everything about him, he keeps a memory of wrongs done upon him, and he will get his vengeance.
If he is still focused on Goody right now, we already know he's not going to win a championship.
He's still focused on things from 2020. That's what this whole documentary was about.
He might as well retire.
That he didn't get a D1 scholarship.
He should honestly retire. If he's still worried about what the Green Bay Packers got going on and who gets credit for drafting Jordan Love, where we all know it's going to be Goody, then he needs to retire and focus on something else in his life. He needs to focus on.
Well, we all do know because Matt LaFleur said it, but it still is a bizarre thing to have right at this time, right as it comes out. Look, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but there's enough evidence of Aaron Rodgers wanting to control a narrative. And that's all that you need to know as to how this came about.
Shouldn't he control the narrative of Goody didn't do this and Goody didn't do that? I would have won a championship if he would have signed this player.
He tried. He spent 70 minutes talking to the media after he went on a trip to God knows where, came back and talked about he was unhappy with the way the organization handles older players, the way they got rid of Jordy Nelson, this, that, and the other thing. He doesn't let go, and he will not put blame. Even talking about Strofe, we talked about this yesterday. We have him in the video of the third episode when they're talking about the 2020 Tampa Bay NFC Championship game. There's no mention of the 3 interceptions and what the offense didn't do with those. It is when it was third down and they decided to kick a field goal, it was Aaron saying, when I was walking off, I was like, why are we doing that? Why are we kicking a field goal? It's all for him right now.
yeah,
and if I was making a documentary, I would make it all about what I want to share as well. It's what you would do if you did this.
Absolutely. It's cultivated in his perspective. And we know this about Aaron Rodgers, too, that when he likes control, right? He likes to be able to control things, and he does not let things go. This is another reason why he is doing this, because, look, if you look at, he's not, you know that Jordan Love is good. Right? And the last thing he wants is Goody to win the trade, win the divorce, win the conclusion of that chapter.
Right, he knows.
And so this was his last effort to be able to change that narrative.
He knows who won that trade. It's over.
Kyle's a sheep, and Adam says, Kyle, my guy, I love you, but you are very wrong on this one.
I know. Come on. I know y'all joking. No. I don't really believe it.
Yes.
I think Kyle is onto something.
Kyle's onto something.
False.
You believe Kyle?
Slander.
Yeah, Strope's shaking his head no. I just wanted to confirm that. 800-990-3776. He's not on to anything today, I can tell you that much. And we move on to hear from Alex Strofe, because we got some good stuff in Becoming Relevant today on KBN. This is Kyle Russell Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Stay tuned for our guy Alex Strofe. Becoming Relevant is next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Thing has ever happened to you from a breakup?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no.
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it, so I had to ask.
I ain't gonna put my old shorties on blast, but
why not? They're old shows.
I've had some
old shows.
My parents listen to this show. I don't want my parents to know the craziness that I've dealt with that they son been a part of.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit.
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit. Sit.
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Ho, ho, my back.
Santa?
Ho, ho, Gina Dello from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month.
PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2024.
Start your Christmas week off with a night in Green Bay as the Green and Gold return home to host New Orleans for Monday Night Football. The Ticket King can get you into the frozen tundra to experience this primetime matchup. With offices in Milwaukee and Green Bay, Ticket King is your local and most trusted source to buy tickets to Monday's game at theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. Theticketking.com is your one-stop shop for great seats in Green Bay. Theticketking.com, and follow Ticket King on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. Better is right around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, that is. Getting rid of that joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics is your solution to finally getting that joint pain relief that you are looking for. When I went to QC Kinetics, I found them to be incredibly accommodating, knowledgeable, and personal to be able to take what I was dealing with and put me on my own individualized plan to pain relief. So no matter what you're dealing with, shoulders, knees, hips, or back, it was back for me. The medical professionals at QC Kinetics are going to use all the tools in their tool belt to help give you that pain relief you've been looking for. So many things that allow you to feel your best for a brand new year. If you've been told surgery is your only or best option, you deserve a second opinion. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation to live your best life in 2025. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Rick, describe some of our wow Christmas gifts while Sarah and I name the prices and add a little commentary.
Okay. A 1.5 carat total weight diamond bolo bracelet.
Amazingly unique. Just $1,598.
Half carat total weight inside outside diamond hoop earrings.
Just $698.
1 carat total weight is just $898.
A fabulous 3 carat oval created diamond.
But we only have a few of these.
Just $3,998.
A 1 carat total weight created diamond tennis bracelet.
Just $898.
We also have the big 1 carat total weight natural diamond tennis bracelet for just $1,798.
And from now until Christmas, we have 18 months same as cash financing.
With approved credit.
And a delightful gift for you with every purchase of at least $300.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Waller's mentioned that to me, and I don't remember saying that, but apparently I did. I don't know if they cut it up. I think what we were trying to do was draw parallels to Ted drafting Aaron and to Goody drafting Jordan. So I think, but I don't know how it got edited or whatnot. And but Ted Thompson had nothing to do with the drafting of Jordan Love.
That was Matt LaFleur speaking to the Green Bay media per the Packers.com, and Packers putting it out on social media. And that's exactly my point, Kyle. As Matt LaFleur talks about how they were talking about one holistic thing about the journey of Aaron after Favre and then Love after Aaron, they took one small portion of Matt LaFleur saying that Ted Thompson was the reason why Jordan Love was drafted. And you think that's just some intern at Netflix making that decision?
I thought it was some bad editor making some mistake. I just didn't think it was going to be Aaron Rodgers doing something like that. That just seems like so much energy, so much spite, so much animosity pent up and held against one individual that you go so far.
You just see number 12 and see the Packer
you're trying
player.
That is recreating history and recreating the narrative to an extreme. Did he really? I mean, if Aaron Rodgers did do this, did they think nobody would correct it? Because obviously,
no, this is his narrative. And so his narrative, he feels like is out. Anything else, he doesn't care about.
And to be honest, I mean, to say Ted Thompson had nothing to do with it, Ted Thompson did train up the Goody as well, so he followed in his footsteps, but
the way it's portrayed is different.
Yeah, and the portrayal is definitely off, and that's wrong. But I didn't think that Aaron had something to do with it.
Yeah, the pettiness driving to extreme actions allows for him to be great, right? So it's one of the things that made him unbelievable as a quarterback was that the fact that he did hold chips like this, and then he actually allowed it to drive his action.
Joining us now, 800-990-3776 is host of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Jen Latta. Jen, you've been busy all week putting together features for ESPN's College Game Day. Do you have work in documentaries?
Yeah, I've actually done a few for the network. It's a lot of work, right? It takes years and years to collect the sound, to collect the experiences, and then figure out what the arc of the story is going to be, especially one that is focused on either a person or an event. It's hard work, and I don't want to ever take anything away from that. But I also think that it's really, really important that when you get the classification as a documentary, that things like that are factually either inaccurate or misleading have gone through a really long vetting process.
Mm-hmm.
Every piece that we do at ESPN, even the features that go on game day on Saturdays, we have a research department that pores over every detail. And for example, I don't know how this young man, for the feature I'm doing this weekend, how his father actually died. I wasn't there. We don't pull an autopsy report. So to cover our butts, we say in the track that so-and-so says this gentleman died from a heart attack, or so-and-so says it was heart failure, because I don't know for a fact that it was heart failure, right? So just to make sure that we are being as accurate as we possibly can, we have to put in certain words. it's just crazy to me that like something that Packers fans who are so notoriously sharp and invested and, follow the team so closely picked up on that, and that in the vetting process it was missed.
So that's what I wanted to ask you, Jen, as we listened to the clip of Matt LaFleur talking how essentially it sounds like Ted Thompson had the credit of drafting Jordan Love, and it showed Ted Thompson and when he was a senior advisor with the dates underneath him, and then next to him in the documentary was Goody, and it just said general manager. It didn't have dates. When you hear a clip from Matt LaFleur that's basically saying Ted had what to do with Jordan Love getting drafted, do you feel as that's an accidental slice or a purposeful slice through that vetting process, and that they were like, you know what, this is what we want?
It's a great question. I don't know. I don't really even, to be honest with you, out of respect for the process, I don't really want to project on that, because people who make documentaries, by and large, care about the truth. And you don't ever want to be associated with misleading or putting bad information out there. Again, the whole idea of a documentary, guys, and I know that there's been some gray area over the years, but for the most part, I think most people interpret documentaries as like, this is what happened. We are laying out what happened. We talked to a number of sources. We collected all the information, and you can take our word as sort of a gospel on this. Has that been altered a little bit? Does it get pushed through different prisms occasionally? Yes. And if I'm being honest, the times that gets changed or challenged the most is when a subject has creative control. I don't know to what level Aaron Rodgers had creative control. He's a
perfectionist. He talks about how he, everything in his world, it sounds like he's trying to have control over. So my opinion is that it's hard for me to think that he didn't watch it before it went out and he didn't know that this was a part of it. Now, did you hear what Matt LaFleur had to say about the clip that has been referenced on social media many times over the last?
I heard he said, Ben, I heard him say Ted Thompson had nothing to do with Jordan Love being drafted. So at minimum, a producer, was so wrapped up in the work, and they were asking, to compare the two situations, Rodgers being drafted by Ted Thompson and Jordan being drafted by Goody. And at minimum, the producer conflated the stories and dropped the wrong clip in as they were editing that section. That's minimum what happened. And that is, it's not egregious, but it's still an error, right? It's still a bad look. At worst, it was a manipulation of the truth to take credit away from Brian Gutekunst for drafting Jordan Love and making a good decision. That's at worst.
Jen, you've covered Aaron Rodgers for a very long time. You don't think this is something that he would really be behind, right? Encouraging something like that.
How interesting of a clip for it to be the one that has the error, though.
Let her answer.
So interesting, and I think this is one of those things where a lot of people are going to say where there's smoke, there's fire. Of course, there's a great irony as well of Rodgers wanting to use this documentary to show the truth about him, let people inside, and here we have now this glaring error about his replacement being drafted by the organization that eventually traded him away. There's just a lot of weird elements to it that I think would totally justify somebody saying that he did it intentionally. But I also feel like as somebody who has been questioned and whose credibility has been questioned, it feels like it feels like it would be reckless to once again try to play with the truth, right? One of the big things, and I believe I saw a clip that they do address maybe even minimally in the piece, him saying, I'm immunized, that is going to follow Aaron Rodgers around from now until the end of time, whether he wants it to be or not. And is it fair? I don't know. But that was a shading of the truth. That was an intentional manipulation, misdirection to the public. This would also be characterized that way if, in fact, it comes out that he was behind it. And I feel like that's really reckless if you're trying to, improve the narrative surrounding you and your relationship with the truth.
Jen, when these are a proliferation, right? We're starting with The Last Dance, and even we're talking about Kyle watched the Schwarzenegger one,
and Martha Stewart.
That
Martha Stewart one was something else.
There's so many documentaries coming out now that are tilted towards someone's specific narrative, right? And this one just happens to be Aaron Rodgers. With your history of documentaries, what percentage does that individual have their hand in it, right? Like, does Aaron Rodgers say, look, these are the clips. This is in general what I want. Here's the material. Go make it how you want. Or is it very, very close from start to finish when they cultivate this documentary?
It's a really good question. I think that one of the points that people are making, and I think is valid, is that some of the Netflix documentaries have sort of gotten away from this, 1 or 0, true or false. There are sort of shades of gray. And the one that comes to mind for me, guys, was Swamp Kings, which was supposed to be about the Florida Gators during the Urban Meyer era. Didn't really address a lot of the underbelly stuff that people who have covered college football, that people that were covering that team at that time were aware of and at times did report on. They sort of used Tim Tebow as the meat shield for all of the untoward and negative stuff, because everybody loves Tim Tebow and he's this, great guy and great character in college football. And so that was an element that was a documentary where rather people watched it who experienced it and said, well, that shouldn't be the end all be all when it comes to that storyline. Lots of things happened in that timeline that they omitted for whatever reason. And so I do think maybe the public is becoming more aware that these documentaries might not always tell every single detail accurately, or may, lie by omission at times. So I do hope that there is some acceptance of that. I don't think it's right, to be honest with you. I think there should be some sort of on the television, when you watch a television show or when you watch a movie, guys, they have rated PG, rated G, rated R, rated immature audiences. There's a part of me that wishes there was some sort of rating guide for the accuracy of these stories now, this is mostly true.
It's to each their own right now. Everyone sees it through their own prism. And I think that's kind of fascinating, to be honest.
Based off a true story. That's what they say.
Based on.
Jen, we appreciate the time and the insight, as this is your expertise and not ours.
Thanks, guys. Very frustrating to kind of exist in that space and really work hard to make sure that even inconvenient truths are being told in our documentaries, and then see other people who, have sort of navigated around that differently. So very frustrating.
Thank you, Jen, for the time. We'll be listening to you on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, except it's Dude Friday tomorrow.
All right, see you guys.
That's Jen Latta, host of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN. And let me just say this. I love all of this because I think Aaron Rodgers is freaking fascinating. And I love it all. I enjoyed the documentary. If you like football, they have football. If you like the stories behind how he got to where he is, there's Kyle, you're going to love it. Because there was something there was a life lesson that I learned that I love that we all can experience. He talked about ego deaths in there. Yeah. And if you don't know what an ego death is, it's when he thought he was going to college scholarship and didn't get it. When he didn't get drafted in the top 5 and Alex Smith went and he fell all the way to the Packers. Ego death. When he had to sit behind Favre. Ego death. When he tore his Achilles. Ego death. We all have those moments in our life. And I thought it was a fascinating documentary. You can see it however you want to see it. You can interpret a quote from Matt LaFleur however you want to interpret it. I think it's fascinating because Aaron Rodgers is thought-provoking. That's just my 2 cents. 800-990-3776. Kyle Bruston-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. And we're going to shift gears the other direction because what we love to do at this time on Thursdays, Strofe, you know it.
I do. It's called Over Under.
And we're going to do caller 12 and caller 16. 800-990. Yeah, mixing up on you.
Switching up on me. I didn't like that.
Caller 12, caller 16. 800-990-3776. Caller 12, you're going to get a category from Alex Strofe. Kyle, Brad, myself, we team up. We get 10 guesses to get as many right answers as possible, and we try and get that over. You choose if you want to be with us or against us. Caller 16 is on the other side. 800-990-3776. Caller 12, caller 16, over under. Next.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN.
And make sure everyone's tuning in when we do this, because y'all's faces are going to be like,
it better be sweet.
If you think I'm going to act like like that for oatmeal. You're outside your damn
You've never
mind.
had Brad Nortman's oatmeal.
It's not
Yeah, but
Quaker,
I've also
is
had
it?
chocolate chip pancakes with butter
organic.
and syrup that make me go, oh, baby, oatmeal ain't going to do that.
You'll be surprised. I'm going to do a variety.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This 3-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota.
Iota. Yeah. That's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch. What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
You know what time of year it is. That means getting gifts for the special people in your life. Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. The Jewelry Center is the best place for the best gifts. I know it, Chewy knows it, Gary Ellerson knows it, and so many people know the Jewelry Center is the answer. Naturally mined and lab-grown diamonds, a team of experts that will make your gift-giving or engagement a breeze this holiday season. Visit the Jewelry Center at any one of their 3 locations or online at shoptjc.com. Happy gift giving from ESPN Milwaukee and the Jewelry Center.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting their first ever tournament with $750 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at Whistling Straits, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through December 31st. Your winter chance to play Whistling Straits awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
If you've been putting off holiday shopping, you're not alone. But the holidays are next week, so it's time to kick things into high gear. Macy's Holiday Countdown Sale is here to make last-minute shopping easy with great deals on top gifts like cozy hat, scarf, and glove sets from Coach, Kate Spade & More for $49.99, boxed up and ready to give. Easy. So if you haven't gotten to everyone on your list yet, don't be too hard on yourself, but do shop Macy's ASAP. These deals end tonight. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Bell ringers are working hard, and our service depends on generous donations like yours. Every dollar donated helps us provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. From immediate need to long-term care, your donation can create lasting change in our communities. Join us in making a difference. Volunteer as a bell ringer or donate today. Visit SalvationArmyWI.org to learn how you can help.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Gross, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. Time now to play one of our favorite games. It's Over Under.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nordman.
All right, fellas, it's time for one of our favorite games. I think Brad's favorite game, if I had to guess, given how Tuesday went. And are you smarter than Ben Brust?
By the way, we have suspended Brad Nortman from his question and asking duties on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, and we have found a replacement.
Yes, I was going to say.
I talked to the teammate in our office, all on board.
Wonderful.
She's intimidating. She's smart.
We will
and she
that
has
in the new
more integrity than Brad could ever have in Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Brad,
she would never read the answer in a question.
It was a mistake. Integrity.
Brad,
integrity?
Yeah. I love you, Brad. I do. She's good.
Who is?
She's good. You're going to find out.
Everybody going to find out.
Someone in this building is gunning for my job?
Yes.
Your job might be gone.
I think it's gone.
All right, well,
I think it's gone forever.
I'm going to hold judgment until I know exactly who it is.
Do you not know?
He'll find out in the new year.
All right.
Wait,
all right.
He just did the wink. He just did the wink.
Because we were he
just did the wink. Does he know?
By fourth wall.
Kyle, you're
Does
so
he know?
dumb. Yes, he knows.
Why did he wink at you?
Because he was trying to play it off. He's trying to build it up, and you ruined it. Just settle down.
I was just joking as well.
No, you weren't.
Well, he winked into the camera.
It's a great selection.
They're in shambles before we even begin the game.
Oh, God. Did they pick the over or the under for us?
They picked the over.
Do you really know, Brad? We'll find out in 2025.
Oh, my God.
Wait, you're supposed to say no.
Caller 12, Chad in Fitchburg. He is on the over. Caller 16, Jeff in East Troy. He is on the under. Fun one today, fellas. I think you'll enjoy it.
We'll be the judge.
It's simple as this. I am looking for the top 10 NFL MVP odds to win, according to Vegas Insider. If you're not familiar with Vegas Insider, they take all of the major sports books and they pretty much just say, hey, this is the mean, right? So we are looking for the top 10 odds to win the MVP this year in the NFL. At this point, your over-under is 8.5.
Oh, wow.
Who's going to be the final answer? Get her.
I'll take this one if you guys let me.
Do it.
All right. That said, your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
Lamar Jackson final.
Yeah, he's number 2.
Josh Allen
plus
final.
700. Yep, that's number 1, minus 1,000.
Saquon final.
That is number 3, plus 1,400.
Would Derrick Henry be on the list?
I think he's much lower and he had a bad couple weeks. I think Goff's got to be on there. Goff final.
Yeah, you're going right in order. He's number 4, plus 2,500.
Is he really 4th?
I mean, statistically, he's been unbelievable.
This is where it gets weird.
Joe Burrow.
Statistically, Joe Burrow's been the best.
Yeah, but they didn't win enough.
Did we say?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, Jalen
I'm pretty sure
Hurts?
Darnold's on here.
Yeah, he maybe. Jalen might be on that list.
I mean,
Darnold final.
Sam Darnold is number 6, tied for plus 7,500.
If Darnold's on there, then you'd think Hurts would have to be on there,
You would
right?
think
Because
Hurts would have to be on there, at least number
leading
10.
a top team.
Let me throw a name out there for you guys. Baker Mayfield.
I had Baker on
Baker.
my list, but I feel like Jalen would get more clout than Baker.
Is there any
But Baker should be number at least 10 as well.
Is there any other non-quarterback? Like, that's obvious.
Jamar Chase maybe is tough. He won't even be in the top 10.
Well, Burrow would be before
So
Chase,
Henry, Burrow, Baker.
It's Hurts and Baker right now.
Hurts.
Yeah.
I think there's an outside chance Love is on here.
You've got 5 out of 10 right now, guys. You still need 4 more.
Well, let's throw Hurts out there because if Hurts isn't on the list,
Jalen final.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one.
He was number 11.
Dang.
I mean, he didn't like that one. We don't have enough to fill the list.
I know, but we still had time to start thinking.
So we got Baker still. That's a hot one.
So Baker, Derrick Henry, he
That's I said Derrick Henry earlier.
No, you're not going to have
slid
Lamar
down.
and Derrick. Saquon's the only running back on this list.
Well, quarterback wise, if Jalen's not on the list, so I guess you're talking about Love. We're not talking about Herbert, Justin Herbert. He's not good enough.
Think about top teams.
Baker final.
That's number 5, plus 7,500.
1 minute.
So we got the top 6.
I think
the top
Burrow's
6.
going to be on this list.
You'd think, I know that the record stinks, but he's the best stats of anyone.
Yeah, but it's hard to justify when the record's that bad that he's the most valuable
Because
player.
there's nobody in the NFC West. You're not looking at anybody in the NFC West.
Mahomes is on it?
He shouldn't be.
Shouldn't
be. But he is.
But they're 13-1.
He is. Yeah, he is. He's always on some favorites and some odds. So Mahomes should be on that list, maybe. And you look at the AFC West.
30
Boys,
seconds.
you gotta get some guesses in.
NFC East.
Jordan Love final.
Yeah, he's number 10, plus 10,000.
Wow.
Need 2 out of 3.
Well, if he is, then Mahomes might be.
No, you need 2 for 2. You have an incorrect guess.
I guess Mahomes.
Mahomes final. I hate it.
You shouldn't. He's number 8, also plus 10,000.
One more to get.
Not
It's got to be quarterback.
Yeah.
Not Russell.
10.
Joe.
9.
Not
Eight.
going to the Dolphins.
7.
You already said Josh Allen.
6. 5.
Come on.
Joe Burrow
4.
final.
3. 2.
We got it.
Oh. 9 of 10.
Joe Burrow, number 7 plus 7,500. The only name you missed was a defensive player.
Is it TJ Watt?
TJ Watt is plus 10,000, tied with Mahomes and Love.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Nicely done, fellas. I'm impressed.
Thank
Good
you.
list,
I was pretty confident in leading that one. Because I sit at the Potawatomi Sportsbook for the weekly wager from 6 to 7 every Wednesday. So we don't actually go over this specifically, but I do get
this is probably over.
I get a sheet though that I might look at every now and again.
That was a fun one. Nice
That
work,
was fun.
guys.
Right to the buzzer, too. Wow.
Love those electric winners. 800-990-3776. Congrats to Chad and Fitchburg, I believe, on winning over-under and a $50 gift card.
Fitchburg!
We're back in 2 minutes. I had an interaction with Mark Chmura in the office. Greg Scalzo, the big boss, will join us. Jason Willie scheduled to appear. A whole lot more in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. But first, Brad, you're going to tell us how to get well.
Oh, yeah. Today is a day to remind you that 2025 is just on the horizon, and it's time to take control of your health. Quintessa Aesthetic Center is the way to do that. I go to the Brookfield location. They are unbelievable. So much available to help you optimize your physical health. I'm talking about IV hydration therapy, hormone therapy. They got infrared saunas. They got supplements. They loaded me up with supplements. I've never felt better. When it comes to finally getting a gift for someone in your life, listen up, husbands. Listen up, boyfriends. You can get a gift for your mom, your mother-in-law, your significant other, your wife, whoever in your world. With this unbelievable deal from Quintessa, you will win Christmas by doing so. For every $100 gift card you buy, they're going to throw in a bonus $20 card. You buy $100, you're going to get $120 out of it. You buy $300, you're going to get $360 out of it. It's a way to show the people in your life how much you care about them, how much you care about them physically, because there is something for everybody at Quintessa. But you got to act today, because tomorrow the deal ends. Own Christmas and win Christmas by getting that person in your life the Quintessa gift card, because there is truly something for everyone to give you optimum health, feel pampered, confident, and completely renewed. It'll make your holiday unforgettable with Quintessa.
Back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. Zero sugar, zero carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Bengo made his list and checked it twice. Turns out Bucks fans are really nice. Slay the holidays with a limited time ticket offer that will land you at the top of Bengo's nice list. Score gifts for the Bucks fans in your life and treat yourself too. Holiday packages feature ticket codes to redeem now or use later, exclusive Bucks holiday items, and an e-gift card that can be used to eat, drink, and be merry at Fiserv Forum. Explore options at bucks.com/deal season.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers are in their 10th win of the season, taking down the Seattle Seahawks 30-13 out in the Pacific Northwest. Green Bay's defense dominated from start to finish, allowing just 208 total yards while registering 7 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 2 interceptions. Head coach Matt LaFleur with high praise for defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's game plan.
He does a great job of putting our guys in position, always coming up with things to offset wherever our holes are. Our guys went out there and took the coaching and executed at a high level.
The Packers on the verge of clinching a playoff spot, host the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football. Kickoff is at 7:15.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston Nordman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman hang with you till 5 o'clock. Alex Strofer on the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. Brad has a theory. And you know when Brad has a theory, you know what Strofe's about to do.
All right, guys.
800-990-3776 if you believe in the theory or disagree with the theory.
I've been thinking about the Green Bay Packers this season. And you know the conclusion I've come to?
What is that, Brad?
We would feel a whole lot better about this team and this season and this 10-4 record if they were in a different division and they were winning that division. Imagine.
All right, guys.
Oh, that gives me chills. Imagine if this team was 10-4 and in the NFC South, right? They'd already maybe clinched up the division, the home game. You would feel good about it because all those years with Favre, all those years with Rodgers, yes, there was some number one seeds that they secured over time, but oftentimes they weren't the number one seed all the time. They won the NFC North. They got double-digit wins. You got that home playoff game at the Packers, even though it wasn't necessarily completely clean all the time. You felt good about beating the NFC North, and you win the division. It's a small win on the way to winning a Super Bowl, or at least that being the plan. The fact that this team is 10-4, it's a great record. The teams they lost to, they're great teams, and they hardly lost. But the fact is, it feels like it's a season that hasn't quite hit expectations because they're third in their own division. Wild card's going to be the route. We would feel much better. The same exact season, replicated. If they were just in a different division and they would win that division almost certainly with their record, we would be feeling great about this team, and the tenor of this season would take on a whole new feeling.
And the X-Files jams as Brad comes to a conclusion on his theory.
Yeah, Brad, I see this, but I also disagree. Because overall, when you look at the division, right, we're talking about playoff scenario. That's what you're thinking about. And the Green Bay Packers, if they were, say, I don't know, the L.A. Rams or what the Seattle Seahawks were before the Packers went out there and beat the snot out of them, or if they were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we would just be talking about how they get to host a home game. But at the end of the day, the fact that the Green Bay Packers are 10-4 and have lost to the three teams ahead of them with the Minnesota Vikings, the Detroit Lions, and then also the Philadelphia Eagles, they would just be saying they're good in the division like we were saying for Seattle last week, but they ain't beat nobody. They're not a real threat to win anything, right? But overall, the Green Bay Packers have competed well against these football teams, and though their path to the Super Bowl may be harder, I think the conversation would be very similar. They would still be saying this team still has something to prove. Can they beat good football teams?
If I may.
You may.
On the flip side, on the AFC, this would feel a whole lot like the Pittsburgh Steelers. It feels like their season.
I don't want to feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have no shot.
They're 10-4. They're the third seed. They feel a whole lot better than the sixth seed being the Denver Broncos, right? So whenever you get that,
I also just don't want to be in the AFC.
Well, either way, when you get that division win, when you get the home game, even if you don't get the bye that everyone was seeking in the past, even if you're a third seed, it feels like you're better set up for success. And Jen was on here talking about documentaries and the prism by which you look at a narrative that changes everything. If you look through the narrative of a 10-win season, right, 10-4. And you win your division, and you're dominating your division, and there's some other teams out there that you're going to face in the playoffs. You know that. It feels different.
I think there's a flaw in Brad's argument and theory here, because ultimately the reason why it doesn't feel as good is because the teams you've lost to are ahead of you, not just in your division, but within the NFC.
But to be third in your division,
I understand that
even
point.
If you would have lost them and then you're in a different division, it feels separate. It feels further from you.
Disagree. I think you're still measuring yourself to the top of the NFC no matter what division you're in if you have Super Bowl aspirations like 1265 does every single year. 800-990-3776. Beads in Milwaukee. Do you disagree or agree with Bradley?
I disagree with Bradley, and oddly I agree with Ben.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
odd for many.
Well, it's very odd. It might be the first time I've ever said it, but I mean, I'm right with you, Ben. I mean, I don't feel good if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers and their record. I don't feel good if I'm the Houston Texans and their chances and their record, and I could keep going. The Chargers played nobody. They get spanked whenever they play good offense. Defense looks good on paper, get destroyed when they play a good team. That's just my take.
Yeah, thank you, Beads.
Thank you, Beads. And I will say, even from like thank you, Beads.
Thank you, Beads.
Thank you, Beads. From a player perspective, right? You have all these goals, right? And it's a lot of like Kyle, you talk about stepping stones, right? Progression toward a final goal. That is oftentimes how every team I was a part of, that's how we looked at it. First goal was win the division. I mean, you beat your rivals, you win the division, you start winning playoff games, you win the Super Bowl. Without being able to win the division, sure, everything you want is still on the table as far as final goals. Something's missing, though. Something's a little bit empty when you aren't the one that hoists the crown of the division. So the fact that they don't get to experience that, they don't get to win, they don't get to have that, hey, we dominated this area, so now we're ready to dominate the rest, that's where I feel like the Packers are lacking just a little bit as far as this feel-good season. Because 10-4, we should be excited. We should be feeling good about this team, but we're not because they're third in their division.
800-990-3776. Dan and Racine, I think I know where you're going with this, and I may disagree, but I want to hear it.
So when we won the Super Bowl with Brett Favre, 14 years later, we were a wild card. 14 years later, we were a wild card with Rodgers, similar record in the division, won the Super Bowl. 14 years later, similar record. I mean, if history repeats itself.
Dan, where'd you go?
He finished it. If history repeats itself,
we know what the rest is.
You know exactly what it is.
This is why the X-Files music is on. Because by statistical nature, if stats have nature,
they do.
If you're going to play probabilities,
having the 1 seed or the 2 seed, you win the Super Bowl 70% of the time.
Yep.
But we're not talking about stats right now. We're in the X-Files mode. And there's a lot of stuff circulating social media about the journey that this team is having in the third year of the Jordan Love era, in the third year of the Rodgers era, the wild card team, the schedules, the team they beat, this, that, the other thing. History might be repeating himself.
Well, and the fact that even your previous quarterback went to the Jets, the whole thing.
Yes, it is
crazy. Bizarre the way it could be reflected.
I won't discount it. I won't discount the wild card wackiness.
Crazy. It wasn't craziness. It wasn't wackiness. It's reality. You said it 70% of the times at least one seed's there. Well, guess what? That means 30% of the time there's somebody else there, and this may be a 30% time year.
But if you're
you're not a
Super Bowl winner.
Don't talk smart with someone who can't understand.
I'll tell you this.
Is 8%. A wild card.
Kyle's on something. 8%
It's only been 14 times in NFL history where number one versus number one have played in the Super Bowl.
But we're talking about
one and two seeds are 70% of the time making it.
The Super Bowl winner. The Super Bowl winner is 50%.
It's not just about making it, Kyle. That's not going to get you the ring you're going to flaunt to us. 800-990-3776. Jonathan Brust, you're up before we get to Jason Wilde. Better be good.
Hey, guys. Hey, what's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you when you were a kid?
You were my brother at my high school basketball games, getting punched at by parents of our own team.
Oh, wow. What happened?
Oh, that did happen. That did happen.
Just tell us what you're doing.
All right. So every year for the past couple of years, I travel with my daughter to my in-laws in Pennsylvania. We fly. Last year, I wore a light-up Christmas suit, light-up Christmas shoes. On Saturday, I'm going to wear a sweatsuit on top of an elf costume, use the bathroom, change, and walk out, and I'm going to be dressed like an elf.
Oh, you're so mean.
Are you going to kill me or not?
Yeah, but like
the passengers will be freaked out. I respect it.
I kind of like now that my niece is like a junior in high school, I'm like, dude.
He's so by the way, to his junior in
high school daughter. While the other 5 kids drive in the conversion van known as the Brust Bus around town, all the way from Chicago to Philadelphia.
Yeah, wow. I just feel like as someone who's trying to travel during the holidays, and we're always weary of travel, the last thing I want to do is see some whack job with an elf suit on my plane. I'm like, excuse me, boom.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all watch that man.
You make an emergency call.
He's up to no good. I can tell. What is he trying to do?
And he usually is up to no good. But joining us next is Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch. You hear him on the Weekly Wilde on digital, YouTube, ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee with Alex Strofe. We'll bring a lot of info to the conversation. It's Jason Wilde next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Ben, I've been a fan of you since Scalzo and Brust was on the air. You kind of are like a Pat McAfee for the ESPN Milwaukee. You kind of revolutionized this channel and stuff.
Leo, I'm here for you, and I appreciate everything you say. We love you listening, and you can call in every day and say that. I won't get old.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
And we are starting off strong with a lot of issues out there. Obviously, the roads are not great. Got the snow coming down and is making for a nasty ride. Up in Oostburg, in Sheboygan County, we have northbound 432 closed at Highway A because of a crash. Then we've got a lot of other things happening. The right lane blocked on northbound 43 at Highway 32 because of a crash. Then we've also got just basically heavy traffic from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. More issues on southbound 894 backing up from Greenfield Avenue down past National Avenue. We've also got southbound 41 slowing down from about just south of Appleton Avenue down all the way to Burleigh on and off the brakes there. We've also got nasty road conditions through Washington County and all the way up into Fond du Lac County as well. So please be extra careful no matter where you go. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, we are under a winter weather advisory until noon tomorrow. 1 to 3 inches of snow likely to the south of I-94, 3 to 5 plus to the north. Tonight, snow is going to be blowing around with a low of 27. Then tomorrow, chance for morning snow, falling temperatures with a high of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Monica, what delightful surprise do you have for us this Christmas?
I've been waiting all day for your big reveal. Take a look and tell me what you see. Oh, that's gorgeous.
I see the North Star, that guiding light that always lets you know where you are.
The North Star is important to you?
Sitting directly above the axis of the Earth, it's the only star in the sky that never moves. It's always there for you.
Sarah? I see the star that stood high over Bethlehem 2,000 years ago. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might.
Monica, it's fabulous.
Nicole Lasker designed it. I love her.
What's it called?
The Star of Hope. We have them in sterling silver with 4 diamonds for just $198. And in white gold with bigger and bigger diamonds at prices up to $19.98.
I love it.
I love it even more than Rick does. The Star of Hope.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Wins, wins, and more wins are waiting to be uncovered at Potawatomi. Get ready to find yours in a winter stash of $300,000 in prizes this December. Play with your rewards card for entries, drawings on 3 thrilling Thursdays. Some seriously big wins are waiting for you. Winter Stash at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day 1. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game. Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace. Right now at Universal Windows Direct, get 0% financing for 60 months, restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. The Wolf of Wall Street was on the other day when I was flipping through channel. Great family film.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I'm a naturally inquisitive person.
Holding everybody accountable.
If you feel better about that, I'm happy to do so.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Joining us now on Kyle Brust and Nortman is Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason On Willie and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations. The Will of the Hour and the Green Bay Game Day pregame show you can hear on Monday before the Packers play the Saints at 5 o'clock. And weekly Wildy with our guy Alex Strofe. Jason, how are you?
I'm great, guys. How are you?
Thanks for joining. And,
I'm great, Jason. I'm doing very well.
Shut up.
Thanks for asking.
Just for some context for any listeners who have not been caught up, I do want to play one clip from Enigma in which it paints Matt LaFleur as saying Ted Thompson had everything to do with Jordan Love being drafted, and then Matt LaFleur's response to a question that you asked him in the media. So bear with us just for a little second here.
I don't think a lot of people, at least in our camp, thought that Jordan would have been there when we were picking, and the opportunity presented itself. And it was an opportunity that Ted Thompson thought was too good to pass up.
That was Matt LaFleur during the documentary Enigma, talking about, obviously, how Jordan Love came to the Green Bay Packers. And here is Matt LaFleur today at his presser.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Waller's mentioned that to me, and I don't remember saying that, but apparently I did. I don't know if they cut it up. I think what we were trying to do was draw parallels to Ted drafting Aaron and to Goody drafting Jordan.
Jason, what do you think the intent of that part of the documentary was?
I have no idea. I mean, look, obviously the drafting of Jordan Love is a major piece of the Aaron Rodgers story.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, whether he would acknowledge it or not, I don't know, but it certainly put a burr in his saddle. I mean, Tausch will tell you that the same thing happened with Favre in 2005 after he got his act together, because he was really pissed about the pick, just like Rodgers was. But, I mean, it's a part of the story. Like, it's the start of his departure. And if Aaron doesn't play as well as he did, he's probably gone sooner. Or if Jordan is more ready than he was. But, look, there's a couple of. First of all, I find it hard to believe that that was like edited with any intent. I would like to believe that it's more people that aren't super plugged in. Like, look, this is my job, right? Like, I know a lot of things that have gone on here. Somebody who is just editing together a documentary probably doesn't know as much about Ted or his illness or any of the other stuff. So they potentially make a mistake. I mean, I don't know anything about the production company. I don't want to criticize anyone. I just want to say this. I would assume it's an honest mistake because, to be frank, I mean, Ted was in pretty bad shape by then. And I don't think he was advising Goody at all. So I don't even think it was, I certainly don't think it was, hey, you should take this guy. And I doubt it was even, hey, it was tough taking that quarterback when I took Aaron, but hey, if this Jordan Love guy's there, you should really think about taking him. I don't think it's any of that stuff. I think Matt LaFleur, the other thing about it is, and again, I'm not in the room when he's being interviewed, but I know that there were other people in the room, and I would assume that the PR folks that are there during the interview would have stopped it and said, oh, wait a minute, I don't think you meant to say what you just said there. Because I say that, I do that all the time, right? I'll be talking about one play. I'm always worried about saying, I'm not glad that Marshawn Lloyd has had an injury because that sucks for him, but it's probably saved me from calling him Marshawn Lynch on the radio and Xavier McDaniel instead of Xavier McKinney. Those are the types of mistakes that sometimes we all make. So I don't know what happened there, but it is, I saw the clip on social media today, and it's like LaFleur talking, then there's a highlight, and then there's him talking again, which I'm guessing is where there's an editing mistake that makes it sound the way it does, because LaFleur very clearly said Ted Thompson had nothing to do with the drafting of Jordan Love today.
Jason, shifting gears, I have a theory on the Green Bay Packers and how we feel about this season. My theory is if the Packers were in a different division, let's say the NFC South, and they were 10-4, and they were winning the division, maybe even clinched at this point, and they were due for maybe the third seed in a home playoff game, we would feel way better about this season, even if you replicated it exactly, right? You lost to the same teams, you beat the same teams. I know it breaks down a little bit, but what I'm trying to say is 10-4, being third in your division and bound for a wild card, it feels like you're lacking something. It feels a little bit empty. You take the same season and you put it in a different division, where you're winning the division and you get a home playoff game, it feels like it makes all the difference in the world. Do you buy that, just being where they are ranked in the division versus maybe winning the division with the same exact record makes you feel different about the season?
Brad, this is going to do my heart a lot of pain.
Don't do it, Jason.
I love
then don't
this.
do it. Then
No,
just
I love
agree.
this. Just
it's okay.
cut his mic, Strofe.
But no, that's ridiculous. And here's why. I don't think my opinion of them would be, first of all, they swept the NFC South or the AFC South and the NFC West, which is 8 wins on their resume. So, let's put them in the NFC South for your argument. But all the same games, you have to change out one of the Detroit games, right? Because they wouldn't have played the same team twice outside their division. But I don't think we'd feel differently about them. I think we just feel different about their chances in the playoff tournament because they're going to have to. And it's not even that I don't believe they can go on the road and win. It's not even that I don't believe they can go on the road and win twice. It's that I don't think they can go on the road and win 3 times in a row, which is what happens when you don't win the division, right? Like to me, that's the issue here. Like I'm not brimming with confidence in them going to Super Bowl 59. I see a path to it. I'm not saying it's impossible. Tausch thinks I'm hedging too much when I say this, but it's really hard to win in the playoffs on the road. It's even harder to do it 3 times in a row. And yes, it's been done before. The Steelers did it in 2005. The Giants did it in 2007. Packers did it in 2010. So there's 3 examples in the modern era. But the bottom line is most of the time, if the home team doesn't win its first game, the home team usually wins the second game. So you spring an upset, knock off a team that's a higher seed than you, then you go play the first or the second seed, they probably get rid of you. So I don't think I look at the Packers any differently if they were winning their division. I just think 10-4 is a really good record, and they're a good football team. But it sucks that has the NBA been since you played in the NBA?
Yep.
Or at least the summer league.
Last cut. Be telling my daughter. Last cut before they finalize the roster.
As well, you should. And playing with Giannis and all that. That's great. Do they still does winning the division still matter in their playoff seeding or no?
No.
Because when I was growing up, it did. Like you won the Central, or they that mattered. And so there's part of me that does wonder if everybody who wins the division should get a playoff berth, but you should be seeded based on record. So the Packers would be the 4, right?
Yep.
Am I doing that right?
Yep.
So if they're the 4 seed, they at least get a home game. So, Brad, I think certainly my view of their chances in the postseason is impacted by that, just because of the fact that they would almost certainly play 3 straight road games.
Joined by Jason Wilde here on Kyle Brust and Ortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
Jason, did the Green Bay Packers get this right when I talk about what they're paying Jordan Love? Are they getting a steal? Because when I look at, revisiting where these quarterbacks signed, Dak Prescott, $60 million. He's hurt. He's out. Joe Burrow, $55 million, 2 seasons ago. They're struggling at 6-8. Trevor Lawrence, I think they're 3-11 down there. He's been hurt a little bit. Tua have been hurt. And at $53 million, and Jared Goff balling out at $53 million. But with Jordan Love being at $55 million, do you think the Green Bay Packers got a steal in this one?
No, they didn't get a steal. I mean, they're getting their money's worth so far. I think the most important thing is that he's not killing their cap this year or next year. But I'm eager to see what they do if he continues to play at this level. And by the way we were talking about him in the first half of the season, when he's underhanded flipping pick six touchdown passes to the opponent, was not, boy, this is a real good bargain, right? I mean, it's amazing what a stretch of 5 good games can do to the narrative about you, and certainly he's healthy, so he's playing better. But no, I don't think $55 million a year is a bargain. What I do think is that he's playing, as Matt LaFleur just told us downstairs a little while ago, he's playing his best football that he's ever seen him play. That's what Matt LaFleur thinks. Again, I'd have to go back and do some side-by-side comparison work.
Confidence
what
building.
He did down the stretch last year. But he's playing well. There's no denying that. But again, they paid the going rate for a guy, and their guy has stayed healthy, whereas Dak Prescott hasn't, whereas Trevor Lawrence he was not the biggest problem in Jacksonville before his concussion and before his injuries. They've got all kinds of problems down there. Same with Tua. Like, I'm not, if you put one of those guys in the Green Bay offense with the same price tag, what are they doing? I don't know. But they're definitely getting their money's worth. They're not regretting their investments, that's for sure.
Jason, one thing that I've noticed, and happens, weekly, is especially as this team heads towards the playoffs, and Brad and I are in the camp of educating on, as you mentioned, the earlier wild card teams. 70+% of the time, the Super Bowl winner in the modern era has been a 1 or a 2 seed. It's been so hard to get across that even though it hasn't worked out for the Packers as of recent, there still is a major advantage if you can be a higher seed. Do you buy into our theory?
Absolutely, I do. I mean, look, you're certainly right that the Packers of 2011, of 2021, they had number 1 seeds. It didn't do them any good. 2020, they have the number 1 seed. They're at home. But, I would argue, while there were other things that occurred that day, like squandering Tom Brady interceptions and a penalty on Kevin King, the biggest disadvantage was the fact that you finally, after Rodgers talked for years about wanting to play an NFC championship game at home, and you do it, and Tausch and Max are up there banging on the empty bleachers trying to make as much noise as they can, but there's only like a couple thousand people in the stands versus 80,000 in the stands, right? I mean, that's a totally different home field advantage if it's a normal year. So I don't, do they win that game? I don't know. But they certainly make it harder with home field advantage that's authentic as opposed to what they had for that game. But no, it's, one of the things that I thought was interesting was, especially after they have lost in the playoffs where they had a bye, there were certainly a segment of Packers fans who were like, I'd rather they just keep playing. That way, they don't get the bye. They don't have to worry about, should we rest guys late in the year, all that other stuff. And I got to be honest with you, the best thing about it being a bye is you can't lose that weekend. Like, it is physically impossible to lose in the opening round if you don't have to play in it. And every other time you take the field, there is a chance, maybe sometimes small, maybe it's larger, that you could lose. And so the fact that the 21 team, can't get it done at home in cold weather against a San Francisco team that did not score an offensive touchdown in the game, I don't think that's anything more than ineptitude. I don't think that's bad luck, or I don't think it's bad to have a bye or anything like that. They just played like garbage that day. And so, no, I think you guys are exactly right. If you could get a bye, you need it, and especially, this is one of, I don't know which guys they can possibly get back, but I got to think that Dan Campbell and his guys are just holding on for dear life, hoping that they can keep that number 1 seed and get one extra week for some of their guys to maybe come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys, take care. Be good.
That's Jason Moda. Listen to him on Wilde and Tausch. And coming up next is the big boss, who used to be Aaron Rodgers' #1 supporter.
Used to be.
Is he still? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Greg Scalzo, my former co-host, joins us next.
This is Kyle Broston Nortman.
I'm about being young, wild, and free.
No, you're not.
You're
not young, wild, and free.
I am young.
You're not that.
I am wild.
asked
wild.
me to do something. I check with a girlfriend. Wait, why are you taking why you going personal? Why you gotta talk about business? I can still be free with a lady.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Issues all over the place, especially to the north of 94. That's where we're seeing the worst of this weather happening going through here. So please be careful. Highway 32 northbound is closed at Highway A in Ozaki County, all because of a crash there. Then we've also got another one on northbound 43, just north of Highway 32, the right lane blocked with a crash there. That's just north of the northern Port Washington off-ramp. Closer into the downtown area, you're seeing backups from about Locust all the way down through the Marquette. Southbound 41 also backing up from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. A winter weather advisory until noon tomorrow. Snow likely. We're looking at 1 to 3 inches to the south of I-94, 3 to 5 to the north. So it's getting pretty heavy up there. Tonight it'll be breezy with a low of 27. Then tomorrow, chance for morning snow. Falling temperatures with a high of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers are a win away from clinching a playoff spot for the second consecutive season with Jordan Love at the helm, and many are starting to believe in them as a contender. Take Damian Woody's word for it on what he likes about their offense.
They run the football with authority. And when you're talking about a team that's going to go into the playoffs and could possibly go deep, that's a team right there in the Green Bay Packers. You don't want to play the Green Bay Packers?
No. It's a Monday night kickoff for the Pack against the Saints. That happens at 7:15 from Lambeau Field Monday.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We're here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Ring in 2025 at American Place Casino. Join us for the Oztacular Countdown featuring $50,000 promotional drawings, merchandise giveaways, live entertainment, and more. They say seeing is believing, and at American Place Casino, you'll believe you found a real game changer. From table games to the hottest slots, plus dining, bars, and more, we've got it all. This New Year's Eve, let the celebration begin. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
The Harlem Globetrotters 2025 World Tour is here, bringing all the cool tricks and laughs fans love. We're coming to the Fiserv Forum on December 31st. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for tickets to the 2025 World Tour, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. ESPN Milwaukee's Big Boss.
I'm not going to be able to help you.
The only one who holds Ben accountable.
We each do our own research, Ben.
Welcome to Thursdays with Greg Scalzo.
Happy Thursday!
On Kyle Brust and Norton.
The big boss, the VP, Greg Scalzo, joins us here on Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Greg, how are you?
I'm fantastic now that I'm with you, gentlemen. How are you?
That's great. You know, you spent a lot of time on these airwaves as Aaron Rodgers' #1 supporter. I really haven't checked your pulse on if you still are his number one supporter.
I mean, once you're somebody's number one supporter, you're pretty much, you got to die on that hill or get buried under it, right?
Wow. So do you feel dead now?
Under the Alex Hornibrook hill.
That's right.
You chose Alex Hornibrook?
There was a worse one. Before Hornibrook.
Of all the people to choose.
No, I think
Steinbeck?
Hornibrook was it, and then Mertz was almost worse.
Oh, you're right. It was Hornibrook.
Well, Hornibrook, I mean, look, the guy went 12-0 as the Badger quarterback. He had a great year in 2017.
The roster around him was pretty good.
I totally agree. A guy named Jonathan Taylor, right? And almost beat Ohio State in that Big Ten championship game. And then you're heading into the next year.
They were the top 5 team.
First year of the 4-team college football playoff, I believe, and they were ranked number 4 in the country.
Greg scheduled his wedding.
I did.
Post college football championship to just in case.
We wish we had a guy like Alex Hornibrook right now. Right?
Yes.
I wish we had Alex Hornibrook at quarterback.
I mean,
2017 Alex Hornibrook.
Go look it up.
What he had, like 25 touchdown passes?
That might be a little high.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of
23 touchdown passes.
Wisconsin.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, like the roster around him was much better. It was dysfunctional at Wisconsin now. I mean, Alex Hornibrook.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for the news flash.
And Alex Hornibrook in this dysfunction is trash too. He looks like Brady.
Probably true. That is probably true. Now, Greg, you skipped the lead here. You went from Rodgers' number one supporter to Alex Hornibrook. Now, Rodgers is making waves as in the documentary Enigma. He and the team, or if it's Rodgers or not, have portrayed Matt LaFleur saying that Ted Thompson was the reason why Jordan Love was drafted by the Green Bay Packers. Matt LaFleur in the media said that Ted Thompson had nothing to do with that decision. Did your guy influence the documentary to paint Goody in a bad light?
No, he's a man of integrity.
Come on.
You can't say that.
Where's the glasses? These are the Roger glasses you get to put on.
You go back thousands of years, right? You go back thousands of years. All the way to the days of Socrates and Aristotle. And those that think differently than everybody else tend to be persecuted.
Oh, my gosh.
You flash forward to Galileo and Tesla and Einstein, and those that don't think the way everyone else does and are willing to expand beyond and expand their horizons, an effort to expand the horizons for humanity, are always persecuted, and that's the era that Aaron Rodgers is in right now.
That is
Rodgers,
the most absurd comparisons I've ever heard.
It is.
He put him with the greatest philosophers of our lifetime.
Did you hear what he said about the butterfly?
I sure did.
Lives his whole life, knowing that it's a butterfly, but it's not until it gets wings and it really flies where it lives its best day every day.
Okay, cool. I disagree. Sometimes.
What do you disagree? It's actually a really good point. Would you want to be a caterpillar or a butterfly? Smell the flowers, you know?
No, I mean, obviously, everybody wants to be the butterfly. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be the ugly little round thing that everybody wants to step on. But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to know when to jump ship, Greg. And this is a perfect time to jump ship from Aaron Rodgers.
What am I jumping on Aaron Rodgers?
The Aaron Rodgers you loved, you adored, the one that said, I own you, the one that did the discount double check, the one that was tossing beautiful touchdown passes to receivers like Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, Donald Trump. That guy's gone. He's gone. He's dead and gone. This new guy you got in New York, jump ship. You don't want to be 3 wins. That's all they had. 3 or 4. Maybe they just got the 4th win. Leave them alone, Greg. This is the perfect time to leave. Nobody will blame you. They won't say you're a traitor. They'll say you're smart.
Well, and
sell
real quick,
high sell low.
You watch the documentary and you have more admiration for Aaron Rodgers?
I'm not saying admiration. I'm saying that those who I think he's become an easy punching bag. And yes, you say he's dead and gone. I say he evolved, right? He evolved to that guy.
Who wants to evolve to being trash? He's trash now.
Those beautiful touchdown passes. He evolved into a teammate that allowed Jordan Love to grow into the quarterback that he is. Nobody wants to talk about that part of the documentary where he was such a great mentor for him, right? And look,
different than Favre was to him.
All of us
leaving a different
right?
legacy.
We've talked about our family histories between Brust, myself, and Strofe, all being children of divorce. We could either choose to try to break this cycle or we could choose to improve the cycle. Aaron Rodgers was mistreated by Brett Favre as his mentor. He chose to break the cycle and to shepherd, much like baby Jesus was shepherded around.
Now we're Jesus.
He shepherded Jordan Love into the quarterback that he's become now.
This is propaganda.
He's
right here.
laughing.
This is propaganda.
He's laughing as he speaks.
You know what was the quote? He said he was a butterfly until he spread his wings and grows, right? That's what he was. He was a butterfly.
Like that.
He was a butterfly with the Packers. He turned to a damn moth with the New York Jets. Everybody wants to get rid of moths. They're annoying. That's what he is now.
Here's where I'm at on New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers stated before the season that his goal coming back is, what is he, 37, 38? 40?
41, I think.
41. All right, even more. He's a 41-year-old coming off of a torn Achilles. What was his stated goal? He wanted to play every game this season. He didn't talk about wins. He didn't talk about losses. He wanted to play every game this season. And let me check my notes real quick. Yep. I think he's played every game this season. So a man sets goals and he accomplishes them, and that's the same guy.
He said he wanted to come back and win an MVP in a Super Bowl.
Well, did he say this year? He said this year he wants to play.
He's now open to staying with the Jets to mentor a quarterback.
Yeah, and next year he could end up winning MVP, a Super Bowl, and mentoring a quarterback. Who knows?
Would you put your money on it? You and Big, I know y'all like.
I do like the over in the Jets game with the way he's connecting with Devontae Adams, for the record, on our Sunday bets.
And if Woody Johnson wouldn't be playing Madden so much, maybe we would have had Jerry Judy early in the year. Who knows?
That is a crazy storyline.
Ridiculous.
Yes, dysfunction. That's
how is your Madden rating?
We have his college football rating on our break screen sometimes for Brad Nortman.
I think I was pulled up on Madden. I think I was a punter. I think like in the 70s.
You're mid-70s, I feel
I had a respectable...
Wasn't trading for him.
One thing I had a respectable, maybe it was like throwing, but I was embarrassed for breaking tackles. It was embarrassingly low. Yeah. Embarrassingly low.
Rob chimes in 800-990-3776. I miss Greg's BS. Is he saying this all with a straight face?
Look,
guys,
go to YouTube.
YouTube at ESP Milwaukee and Madison.
I've been consistent on my approach on Aaron.
No, this is
your voice, or what's going on over there?
You chain smoking right now? What's going on?
No, we had a great event at Broken Bat Brewing Company last night, and it was so loud. It was an awesome event, but it was so loud.
What time did y'all leave at?
I left by like 8:30. I wasn't there late.
Oh, yeah. I like that way. Yeah. I got out of there.
Kyle was in and out quicker than anyone ever.
45 minutes.
Oh,
he was
45 minutes.
Longer than I lasted.
What did you just say?
I was there.
He was in and out faster than anybody you've ever seen. You were there for 4 minutes and you talked to Scalzo the entire time.
That is not true.
Wow. It's not true.
I did make the rounds. I made the rounds. Gosh.
He had to get home to his baby.
Greg Scalzo. You've made your stance very clear on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Do you believe everything you're saying?
I believe that he's persecuted for thinking differently. Absolutely.
Who we all agree Jordan Love is ascended to be a really good quarterback, maybe great.
Yeah.
Who deserves most credit for his ascension?
Outside of himself.
Outside of himself, of course.
I would say
Goody, is it Rodgers, LaFleur,
Tom Clemens?
Goody has nothing to do with his ascension.
He selected him.
He selected him, but development. I would go number 1, Matt LaFleur, number 2, Aaron Rodgers.
Number 2, Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely. Did you hear Jordan Love talk about how it was like having another coach in the room? How could and watch them play side by side now? How much has he picked up from Aaron Rodgers?
There are some Aaron Rodgers-esque moves
Tons
in
of
there.
Aaron Rodgers. The hard count, the throwing off platform.
Is there anything he learned from Aaron Rodgers what not to do?
I'm sure. Yeah, I would hope so.
Wait, as a number 1 supporter, why would you not want him to learn all assets of Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I'm an Aaron Rodgers supporter, but like all great players and great people, they want the ones that come after them to be better than themselves. So I think that's where Rodgers is at with Jordan Love.
Oh,
man,
for a fact
spin
he
it,
did.
huh?
He did.
If you think I can spin it, he spins it.
Unbelievable.
They think I'm brilliant when I spin it somehow onto them. Where do you think I learned it from? And I do it half as bad.
About himself.
Yeah,
after somebody else.
Strofe,
gets a
I love when
compliment,
you do this. As if you don't do this every day in your life. Spin it to Alex Strofe. Greg, we're on remote the other day at Brewtown Trading Co. And we have a bad connection that we lose. We call Strofe, and he goes, I'm calling Ashton. And instead of working with us to fix the connection, he jumps in the studio to host the show.
He was ready to go, too.
Yeah.
He's never seen a bigger smile on somebody's face in my life.
Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers.
Hey!
I love these guys. It's a little bit high for them.
When are we trading him to ESPN New York?
Wow.
And then when are you following my path? We're not so different, you and I. Greg, we appreciate you and your propaganda. Kyle, it's time to tell you about something real in Underdog Fantasy.
Yeah, let me tell you about something real with Underdog Fantasy. Yes, the Underdog Fantasy Sports app is here for you to play, and I want you to download it in your Apple Store or the Android Store. And when you download it, make sure you sign up using promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN, because when you do that, you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Yes, if you use promo code KBN when you sign up on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly to play so many different games that they have, like their Pick'em game. It's so easy to play, and if you think you know sports, if you think you know stats, if you know that somebody's going to have higher or lower on points, on steals, on assists, on rebounds, on touchdowns, if you think you know players and you know stats, then you need to be playing the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Yes, 1,000 times your money if your picks hit. So like I said before, make sure you go to the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and when you go there, download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app and use promo code KBN. Yes, promo code KBN. When you sign up, you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And always remember, you must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Consider your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
I saw Mark Shimura in the flesh today. We had an unbelievable interaction. I'll tell you about it next on Kyle Bruston Nortman.
What a tease.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
800-990-3776. Say that again.
What a radio pro.
He's so...
Say that again. Nobody said a word. Ben Brust, say that.
Can we make a rule for Kyle Bruston Nortman?
You're a good producer.
Is it no Evan?
No Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and no Greg Scalzo, my former co-host.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Winter is here. Don't let your car care take a backseat. Protect your car against rust, salt, and grime this season at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with their state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and convenient unlimited wash memberships. Try their new best-in-class T2 with graphene wash for the ultimate long-lasting shine and protection. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at payspeak.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hi, Monica.
This is our WOW engagement ring for Christmas.
Wow.
It features a 1-carat created diamond center stone.
Completely surrounded by a halo of little created diamonds that makes it look huge.
And each of those 3 bands is covered in diamonds.
I've never seen anything like it.
2 carats total weight.
There's no way this is less than $5,000.
No, we're selling these for half that much.
$24.98? I need to lie down and put a cool rag on my forehead.
And you can choose a 1-carat round, oval, or radiant diamond as your center stone.
Kessler's is the coolest store in the world.
But there's more. Look at this.
It's a matching pendant. Take that rag off your head and get up, Rick. You have to see this.
How big is that?
It's a 1.5-carat created diamond, surrounded by the same halo of little created diamonds. 2 1/3 carats total weight.
This tag says it's just $1,998.
See it for yourself at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Give the gift of game this holiday season and spread the joy with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. A guaranteed slam dunk for every fan on your list. Recipients can score tickets to Bucks games and other Fiserv Forum events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get their favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a big win for both you and them. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/gift cards.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers are in their 10th win of the season, taking down the Seattle Seahawks 30-13 out in the Pacific Northwest. Green Bay's defense dominated from start to finish, allowing just 208 total yards while registering 7 sacks, 11 quarterback hits, and 2 interceptions. Head coach Matt LaFleur with high praise for defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's game plan.
He does a great job of putting our guys in position, always coming up with things to offset wherever our holes are. Our guys went out there and took the coaching and executed at a high level.
The Packers on the verge of clinching a playoff spot, host the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football. Kickoff is at 7:15.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Year-end savings are here at Land Rover Waukesha. Unwrap a truly unique luxury SUV this holiday season. The new Range Rover Velar provides power, performance, sporting luxury, and all the latest technology. Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 72 months only on a new 2025 Range Rover Velar at Land Rover Waukesha. 3.9% APR for 72 months. A deal so nice, even Santa will want in. Get your mittens on the most luxurious ride this holiday season. LandRoverWaukesha.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
With the best rates of the year right now, join the Princeton Club, lock it in, and get started on your journey to a better tomorrow with free childcare with the membership open 24/7. There's no better place than the 8 Madison locations or the New Berlin location to have a wonderful experience getting where you want to be with your health goals. Get started today. Don't wait. Start your journey now. You will have everything at your disposal. Steam room, sauna, I mean, you name it, they have it for you to be better. So lock in the lowest rates of the year before 2025 at the Princeton Club. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. This morning, Mark Chmura of 94.5 ESPN's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy was coming up the stairs as I was walking down the stairs as he was leaving a show. I was like, Chewy! He goes, what's up, Bucket? I was like, it's kind of a cool nickname. And as we walked by each other, he took his water bottle.
Cool. Bottle? Jug?
No, it's just a bottle today. Not a jug today.
Oh, he must be dehydrated.
And we simultaneously ass-tapped each other. Like, you know, like in the locker room, Brad? It was like I was so electric after that. Like he tapped me on the butt with the water bottle. I gave him a backwards back of the hand tap of the ass.
Why? Yeah. Why?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something about the good locker room.
What is wrong with y'all?
No, that's special, Kyle. That is real. That's real. That's friendship, Kyle.
Yes.
Take note.
No, first and foremost, I want y'all to know, do not tap my ass in this office. That's the first thing I want to know.
I already know.
That's a tap of endearment.
First and foremost, because we going upstairs with that one. Because I don't want it's not a term or a phrase or anything of endearment. Don't be tapping my ass around here. And secondly, we shouldn't be walking around bragging about touching each other's behinds. That is something.
But there was a mutual. It was called mutual respect.
Yeah, you only.
No,
you
that
only
is mutually
respect,
weird.
You only respect someone's ass that you give a little tap.
No, that's
to.
weird. It's
that's
weird.
Mutual
In the
respect.
To brag about it, to come on air and spend our last 2 minutes bragging about you guys playing grab ass in the office. What is that?
But there was no grab. It was just hey, have a good day, bud.
That's weird.
And you probably haven't had one of those in a while.
Not exactly. It was so refreshing.
So you would just want Chewy to tap that ass?
If it's natural and in the moment,
and we did it together, I'd say, Chewy, you couldn't give me a bigger compliment.
No, you wouldn't. You'll call Lexi. Lexi, I just got violated.
I'm gonna sue your ass.
Weirdos.
You work with us every day.
No, thank you.
Damn Sports Show in Beaver Day. I'm Jim, Matt, and Molly and Madison with you till 5 o'clock right here on 94.5 ESPN in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Sell out with me, oh yeah. Sell out with me tonight. The record company's only give me lots of money and everything's gonna be alright.
Big delays everywhere because of this snow, especially to the north. So let's start there. We do have an accident on 41 northbound just before you get to Highway 33. It's off on the right shoulder there. Otherwise, you'll be riding the brakes on and off in both directions.